afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Gardens Oval for round 16 of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL Women's Premier League. Today's game between Waratah and St Mary's. My name's Liz Cruz. Joining me in the commentary box today, Stu Davis. G'day, Stu. How are you?
Yeah, hi Liz. Good, thanks. Been a fine day, but the surface of the ground isn't wonderful still.
Yeah, we've had about 3 weeks of rain, and we've finally seen sunshine today. I wasn't sure what it was when I got up this morning, to be honest. So, but yeah, a little bit muddy underfoot. A good game though today between Waratah and St Mary's. The last time these two teams met in round 7, it was St Mary's who took the 4 points, winning the game by just 2 points, but it's a pretty different lineup for both teams today, Stu.
It is, and if I remember correctly, that was TAR's last loss, so they've been in some pretty red-hot form since then. But there's a free kick here to start us off in the middle of the ground, well, where the centre circles are anyway, and TAR's going in towards half-forward, but across half-back it's Maddie Harris for Saints, who gets the clearing kick back to the centre. Quick kick forward there by Nikki Watts, but not to anyone's advantage, and there's a bit of a wrestle on in the centre of the ground. Jaylene Boundary finds the ball in her hands and kicks it forward, down towards half-forward to the... looking for her teammate Rosalind Starr, picked up down there by the first gamer, I think. Emma Stark gets kicked forward, but unfortunately not one to remember as it goes over the boundary line. It'll be a Waratah free kick.
Pretty sure it's Rosalind Starr's first game today too as well, and Etta Baptista come through the under-18s for St Mary's, and as you said, Emma Stark debuting today as well for St Mary's. The captains tossed, and it is Waratah kicking to the casino end. The two captains both named Izzy today, Stu.
Yeah.
Isabel Rapson and Isabel Porter.
Unusual. We've got an injured player here, I think. That's just holding up the game at the moment.
She's getting up, so that's good. And the kick will be with Waratah over near the scoreboard in this first quarter here at Gardens Oval.
So, yeah, Jan Ray out there, I think, with the injured player. I'm not sure who it is.
No, I can't see from here either. But Jan Ray, a legendary trainer in the NTFL for many, many, many years, Stu.
Certainly has, and obviously been at Waratah for a long time, but has done a heap of work with the Thunder teams and the academy programs. And looks like we're all good to go on, and I think that was Lauren Pluka that was injured, and it's Sharona Bishop with the free kick at half-back. She kicks down along the wing, just slipped through the hands there of Chelsea Adams. Ball on the ground and a wrestle on again close to the boundary line. There's a free kick been found, I think, here.
St Mary's in the white shorts today, which won't stay white for long. Another Waratah player very slow to get up over there. Bit hard to see. We're right over here on the other side in the grandstand today.
I think it might be Chelsea Adams out there that's getting up pretty gingerly, holding her back. And it's her free kick, I think, so she looks like she's going to be okay to take it. So just chips it along that outer wing, and running onto it nicely out there was Indiana Hughes, but just couldn't control it in the end against some pretty good defensive pressure from St Mary's, and ball tumbles over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in.
Couple of big names out today. Lisa Maselli for Waratah, Stu, and Eliza Shannon, Janome Anderson and Kirili Parnell for St Mary's.
Yeah, of course we covered the Australia Day game, and I counted about 8 players out for Waratah from that game, and some of them obviously were very good on the day. Lisa Roberts and Jo Guthridge and Brianna Martin. So yeah, both teams not at full strength, so an important game for both teams as well, as I think I worked out that a Saints win locks up 5th spot for them and a place in the finals, and if TARS win, that basically lock up 3rd spot. So really important game for both sides.
Yeah, I'm sure both the coaches have let their players know that. Today's coaches, Heidi Thompson for Waratah and Jared Eilert for St Mary's.
So taken out of the ruck contest by Madeline Jeans, and TARS get it inside forward 50 now. The ball bounces inside, nicely controlled down there, and a quick kick forward by Ava Milkins, but just offline and over the boundary line on the full. So it's a St Mary's free kick. Still no score in the game so far. It's been a bit stop-start with a couple of injuries, and now the ball deep in the back pocket. It's Laurie Niven who brings it in for Saints. That's a good kick. Looking there for Tamsin Perry. She just got a hand to it, but all she could do was bat it towards the boundary line where it rolled out for another throw-in.
Laurie Niven played her 100th game this season, which is a great milestone in the women's competition.
So from the throw-in, O'Shea in front, wins the hit out. But again, there's a free kick being paid here. It's going St Mary's way to Barbara Eilert for incorrect disposal from her good tackle. She goes straight down the middle of the ground where Maddie Harris is waiting, spilt the mark, unfortunately, for Saints. And now Tars with an opportunity. That a couple of handballs, but Harris is in there again and blasts the kick out of defence. Jaylene Boundary's in the middle of the ground, but she's got plenty of opponents. And Tars through Kira Zarafa bring it forward inside forward 50. It slips over the back where Ava Milkins has got another opportunity, but again, just can't control the ball, and goes over the boundary line for another boundary throw in. So Kira Zarafa involved in that one. She was pretty good the last time we saw them as well, Liz.
Yeah, she was. They were really impressive the last time we saw Waratah, Stu. And it just shows how even the sort of top six is, which we've spoken about the last few weeks in the women's competition, which is really exciting coming towards finals.
Yeah, well, that's right. You know, Southern Districts are playing great footy, and it looks like they may well not even make finals. So
definitely a form team.
So Shakira Stevens wins the clearance for Saints straight down the ground, and Maddie Harris takes a good mark under pressure. And now she's looking to bring the ball to the grandstand side of the ground, out into some space. And running onto it down here is Jeanette Grant. She's manages to break away from her opponent and kicks down towards the centre of the ground, and nice mark taken by Rosalind Starr. She plays on straight away, straight down towards centre half forward, where Nikita Long's waiting just out of her grasp at the moment, and the ball on the ground. Izzy Rapson picks up for Tars, tries to chip it back inboard, but Rosalind Starr chops that one off, kicks it back inside forward 50. There's a marking contest. Ball hits the ground, and now Tars an opportunity to bring it away if they can handle the ball cleanly here. A quick kick forward by Bethany Wheeler, and she's got a player in some space, and Tars through Madeline Jeans kick it down towards the wing, but the mark spilt, and now that's a good tackle by Melissa Campbell there on Jasmine Bonson, and Campbell will take the free kick.
Yeah, Shorty, she's got herself super fit, and it was an awesome tackle on Jasmine Bonson as we see her kick go out to the wing, and it's the very exciting Aggie Singh who's going to pick it up. This is what her trademark move is, Stu. Look at her go. One bounce, two bounce. Kicks it into the forward line. It goes through the player, and Lauren O'Shea finishes with the first goal for Waratah. Aggie Singh, so exciting, Stu.
Oh, fantastic. And yeah, took the bounce, a couple of bounces down, found a dry part of the ground, and yeah, kicked it in. The kick in wasn't the best, and unfortunately for Laurie, just slipped through her legs, and Lauren O'Shea was waiting at the back and fell into her arms, and had the easiest conversion from a metre out.
Yeah, so well done to Melissa Campbell, Shorty, who with that tackle in the centre of the ground to kickstart the Waratahs score for the day. One straight goal. We're at the 8-minute mark of the first quarter here at Gardens Oval. You're watching AFLNT's coverage of the 2021-22 TIO NTFL season.
So first blood to Waratah, kicking to the city end of the ground. The ruck contest is won by Maddie Jeans again, and an opportunity for Tars out there, but strong tackles laid. Play on's the call, and Zarafa's in there. She picks it up, but cops a high tackle, and she'll get the free kick and look to take Tars forward again. She keeps it close to the boundary line on the outer side. Just mark not quite taken. Barbara Eilert comes in, flicks out a hand pass, but was a bit hot for her teammate down there, and now another tackle on the ball slips out, and Tars advance it again inside forward 50 this time. One-on-one contest right down at full forward there, and now Saints looking to clear it out of there, but just a bit of a fumble allowed the Waratah forwards to come in and clog it up, and we'll have a ball up again, only about 10 metres from the Waratah goal. So it's in the left forward pocket as we have the throw-ups and strong body work down there by Ponta, but a throw's been called here, and a 50-metre penalty as well, as Waratah player tried to take the advantage, but wasn't theirs to take the advantage of, so it's a 50-metre penalty, free kick and a 50-metre penalty for Saints, and that'll help them relieve the pressure down from the full back line and bring it right up to the centre square, and it's Laurie Niven who'll be taking the free kick.
Yeah, St Mary's probably need someone like Izzy Porter to step up now and try and make the most of that free kick, as we see Jeanette Grant push that in front of her. She's going to get her kick away. Done really well there, and marked by Waratah though. Yeah, chopped it off in defence.
Good mark in defence by Baltus, and she brings it around the wing and finds her teammate here in over Milkins, and Milkins takes much. He chips in towards the corridor, but it's a bit of a muddy area of the ground. Tars another opportunity. O'Shea gets a hand pass forward, but this time it's chopped off, and Oxtoby got a kick that was smothered. She recovered well, got a hand pass across here to Tamsin Perry. Perry kicks wide, but there's no Saints players out there. It's all Waratah, and it's Lauren Pluker who picks it up in plenty of space, taps it on the ground and keeps running forward, and now kicks long down towards half forward. It's going over the head of her teammate down there, who was Nikki Watts, and the ball stayed in play, and now Watts another opportunity, picks it up, gets tackled straight away, gets her hand pass out. Ball very close to the boundary line over there. Shakira Stevens grabbed in a tackle, and now Watts gets a kick in towards goal. It bounces, but in fact it goes over the boundary line on the full. So again, Saints the opportunity to relieve from deep in the back pocket, and again it's Laurie Niven who'll be bringing it in. So probably just need to spread a bit and try to work the ball here. They've got Barbara Eilert this side, but ignores that and kicks outside defensive 50 towards the outer side of the ground. And again, Pluker just couldn't control it before it went out of bounds, and a boundary throw once again. So a few boundary throw-ins today, Liz. They're keeping the ball close to the boundary line.
They are. I think they're trying to avoid the muddy centre square, Stu. It's
Yeah.
very, very heavy underfoot, but in saying that, I'm just watching the players slip over the boundary line. It's obviously still a bit of water around the grounds, and I was at Pints Oval earlier today, and that was very wet as well. Aggie Singh just chucking it on the boot again, so Waratah's just peppering the goals, but that one's gone out of bounds as well. But yeah, we've literally had rain for 3 weeks, so I haven't mowed my lawns for 3 weeks. They're looking a bit long, but yeah, there's still a bit of water underfoot, but dry conditions today.
So this time they do switch to the near side to Eilert, and Eilert takes the mark, plays on straight away. A diving attempt to mark by Izzy Porter there after she lost her footing and bounced off her head, I think, and over the boundary line for a throw-in. So just a bit unfortunate there for Izzy.
See Jared Eilert there coaching on the sideline for St Mary's. Emily Forshaw waiting to go on for Saints. That ball goes over the top of everyone, so the chase is on.
Maddie Harris runs onto it, copped one high. She's going to take the advantage now and kicks down long where there's no one behind the players in the contest here, and some good work down there by Nikita Long, and Izzy wraps and tackled by Stark, and the ball spills free to Porter. Porter kicks inboard, but again there's no Saints players there, and Tars have got the opportunity to wrap this up. Pluker jumps onto that one and now kicks forward to a free player in the middle of the ground, and that's Keevat. Keevat plays on, and she's running her full distance here. She's allowed to. Kicks inside forward 50. Aggie Singh picks up, hooks around the corner towards goal. That's a great finish, and terrific work by Keevat, who just took the game on, prepared to run with the ball, was allowed to run a fair way, I should say, but that's fair enough if you're making the play. And of course Aggie Singh with supreme skills with the finish.
Oh, she sure has, and there's a reason why she was a rep game player in the NTFL team a few weeks ago, Stu. Her run and carry and just her goal sense is fantastic. So she had a bit of time playing for Essendon in the VFLW, and she's just got that X factor that is so exciting to watch. So 14-minute mark of the first quarter here at Gardens Oval. It's Waratah's 2 straight goals, leading St Mary's yet to score.
So from the restart, it's Oxtoby doing the ruck work for Saints. up against Jeans again. Ball's loose in the middle of the ground. Pluka gets a hand pass across, but kick forward for Saints by Belarese. And now from the outer side of the ground, it kicks close to the boundary line. Bishop reads it best and chops that one off and thumps it back to the wing. A strong overhead mark taken. I think that's Rees again.
Yeah, Bella again. Another one that came through the St Mary's Juniors. She's down at uni in Melbourne, so home for the holidays and playing a few senior games. As we see Izzy Porter swoop in for that ball. She gets tackled. Ball hits the ground and it's going to go out the back to Oxtoby.
Oxtoby controls it well, but then she's tackled and trying to break the tackle to get it out. She could be in trouble here, but umpire rules that it's wrapped up, and we'll have a ball up between centre and half forward for St Mary's. Good hit out once again by Jeans for Tars, but just couldn't get a teammate on the end of it, and now a wrestle for the ball on the ground once again, and we'll have another ball up. So just ticked into time on in this first quarter, and Saints would be looking to get a clearance from this to get a score on the board and keep themselves in the game early, but it slips out the back Waratah's way and almost a quick kick forward. We've got one this time, but again, Tars are set up behind the ball and worked it well out of defence, and Brittany Roberts kicks to the outer side of the ground, but Stark's going to be first there, gets a hand pass inboard, just misses the target, and Zarafa comes in and chops it off for Tars. She drives it long down towards half forward now. There's hands in the back there, and it's going to be a Waratah free kick at half forward.
Well, there's no one in really in the forward 50 except for Lauren O'Shea for Tars, being marked by Laurie.
Oh, no, I think the umpire's signalled the wrong way,
okay,
so
that's probably why. They've all pushed forward.
Shakira Stevens took the free kick, and now Stark again. She gets tackled with the ball this time, and she'll be penalised for incorrect disposal on the outer side of the ground. So
Emma, a debutant today, and she's often in the umpires' greens out there as well.
That's right. Does a great job in a number of grades, right through from senior women, senior men's, and junior grades. So she's really advanced this year in the ranks, and understands she's playing her first game because she's finally old enough to today.
And there's lots of umpires here. That was the biggest cheer for her before when she got a touch.
Yeah.
That ball coming over to the grandstand wing. Emily Forshaw for St Mary's.
Just
trying to get it, but her and Barb Eilert holding the ball in to Bethany Wheeler, the Waratah player. Going to be a ball up.
So Izzy Porter's put her hand up to do the ruck work here, and I think she'd be pretty happy that the siren beat her to the ruck contest. So a pretty promising start by Tars here.
As we would expect, Stu, they've been the form team in the last few weeks. 2 straight goals to Tars, to St Mary's yet to score going into the quarter time break. We'll be back very soon for the second quarter. Welcome back to Gardens Oval for the second quarter of this round 16 game between Waratah and St Mary's. It is Waratah that went into the quarter-time break with the lead, 2 straight goals to none. Goal kickers Lauren O'Shea and Aggie Singh for Tars. Stu, they are looking ominous early.
They are. It's not really a free-flowing game at the moment, but Tars have had most of the attacking, it's fair to say, and Jared Eilert would have just tried to settle his team down and try to get some system to get them going forward. But as we say that, it's taken out of the ruck by Rachel Ponter for Saints, and she gets the kick forward, and they advance the ball down towards half forward. There's a throw been paid here, and it's going to be a Waratah free kick at half back. So
unlucky for Saints because a really good centre clearance there by Rachel Ponter, and a 50-metre penalty is going to be paid.
Yeah, we're assuming that's for movement on the mark, but yes, doesn't help Saints' early cause.
No, it didn't look to be too much in it. Nevertheless, it is Waratah that will probably get their first forward inside 50 entry of this second quarter.
So the chip's in, but it's cut off by Perry at half-back for St Mary's.
She was good in the first quarter, had a few touches.
Yeah, she's looking to switch the ball to the near side of the ground, but got a bit too close to her opponent. There was half smothered, picked up nicely by Stark with a hand pass back to Stevens, but her kick's chopped off by Kiewit, just forward of centre for Tars, and she moves the ball along quickly now, straight down the middle of the ground. It's a beautiful kick. It's going all the way over the back, and now an opportunity for Tars through Milk, and she picks up, ducks back inside and kicks towards goal, but that one's just off the side of her boot a bit and through for a minor score. But a good attacking move by Tars, and beautiful penetrating kick there by Annabelle Kiewit, who was really impressive last week when we saw him lose.
Yeah, she's looking dangerous already. I'm not sure who's on her. She seems to be running pretty loose. Emily Forshaw's near her, but gives away a fair bit of height. As I talk, she marks that ball. Play on, says the umpire must have been touched, and Izzy Porter's going to run in and take a good mark on the wing here.
She's trying to milk a 50-metre penalty there, but umpire's having nothing of it, and she advanced the ball down. That's a beautiful intercept mark taken by Pluka here right in front of us, and she kicks the ball back in towards the centre corridor, and in front there for Tars is Madeline Jeans.
Great tackling there by St Mary's, two at the ball.
Yep.
Izzy Porter gets up with it, so good to see her getting involved in the game now for St Mary's. She's a key player for them and can make all the difference today.
So the ball slips over the back of the marking contest. Pluka's first back there for Tars, but she's met with some opposition, and through the hands it comes to Izzy Rapson, who gets a kick just as she was tackled. Nicely done there by Kiewit. Hand passes back inside, but she's got no one there, and Perry pounces on that one for Tars. Hand passes back inside to Forshaw. She gets a short kick forward where Maddie Harris takes the ball and kicks down inside forward 50. Here's a chance for Emma Stark. Now she picks up, kicks towards goal. It's bouncing beautifully back at right angles. And isn't she excited? It's obviously her first goal in Premier League football, and teammates get around her. And fantastic effort there. It was got the bounce that she needed, but she did the running work to get on the end of it, and the kick was good enough to get through.
And her Uncle John Armstrong is the water boy today, and he's just run straight over to her and provided the water and also a pat on the back. So great goal there to the debutante Emma Stark. The score now, Waratah 2-1-13, leading St Mary's one straight goal in the second quarter here at Gardens Oval.
So that was the goal that Saints needed, obviously.
Absolutely.
Maybe that'll be the kickstart for them. So
sometimes that's just what you need, Stu.
Yep.
Get that, and everyone
that's right.
Lifts a little and gets some momentum. And as we said, Rachel Ponter actually won the first clearance of this quarter, but before the turnover, but they did well, Saints, there to keep chipping away. Emily Forshaw all around the ground contributing for her team.
Yeah, she's in the middle again as we start here. Ponter tries to get a kick forward, but got thrown off the ball. Forshaw's in there, but there's a free kick here for a high tackle, and it's Nikki Watts for Tars who'll take that free kick, gets up, wipes some of the mud off her hands, and then
Tamsin Perry is covered in mud on the front now after that tackle.
Mark spilled out there, and Tars work it nicely towards the outer side of the ground, and Singh's found herself in some space out in front of the scoreboard, picks up, drives the ball long down here towards the right forward pocket. The ball bounces nicely for O'Shea. She hand passes over the top, but unfortunately couldn't find a teammate, and the Saints defence managed to get it over the boundary line for a boundary throw in.
The men's game before this was very close, Stu. The Div 1 game was won by Waratah by just 5 points. St Mary's making a late charge, and we've got the men's Premier League game after this as well. So a good day of footy at Gardens.
That should be a great game as well, you would think. It's a free kick paid here. It's going Saints' way, and it's Emily Forshaw who'll take that free kick. She runs off now, kicks down the centre corridor, but TARS players outnumber Saints initially, but Saints get in there eventually. There's a wrestle for the ball, and we'll have a ball up at half forward for Waratah, kicking towards the high school end of the ground in this second quarter. Nice hit out again, and does her own roving as well this time. Jeans gets a hand pass forward, but again misses a target. Grant gets a hand pass back, and there's a free kick here off the ball, and it's going Saints' way.
Yeah, Jasmine Bonson there in the right position, handing the ball off to Laurie Niven, running from behind. She's going to boot that ball down on the wing towards her teammate there, Olivia Krieger. Emma Stark getting another touch, but that's going to be chopped off by Waratah.
Fluker it was, got the kick in board, but this time it's chopped off by Maddie Harris at half-back.
I think that's Bella
Oh,
Rees.
okay, yeah, it is too, Bella Rees.
She's been good early in this game.
Yeah.
Emily Forshaw again just pushing that ball across the line, so some good pressure there by St Mary's.
The crowd's starting to get pretty vocal in the stand here, Liz. I'm sure
there's a lot of red and white in this grandstand. All the Saints people are in the other grandstand, which is tradition at Gardens Oval.
Yep.
Can't sit together.
So Perry over the ball again. The tackle slipped over the top, so no free kick, and it'll be a boundary throw in.
Perry being impressive, going in hard. Don't know a lot about her, but yeah, been really impressive. It's normally Janome Anderson in the #1 jumper.
So it looks like umpire off the ball's paid the free kick here for high tackle. The boundary umpire's a bit confused about it, but yeah, it's going to be Perry who'll take this free kick and kicks into the player on the mark, and we'll have the boundary throw in that we were going to have initially.
Perry's gone to get the ball again.
I don't know why she thinks she's got a free kick out of that.
It's not like netball where it's last touched you.
No.
Good try to bluff the umpires, but it will be a throw-in, as you said.
So, holding free kick off the ball here, and Shakira Stevens, against Aggie Singh, I think. So good Shakira's battle. Got the job on Aggie today, obviously, and she chips the ball around the wing. Again, a good strong contest in the mark. Ball's free on the ground, and nicely done by Bishop. Gets the ball inside where Singh just works her way to possession, gets a hand pass across, and now a quick kick forward by Bronte Gaynord. It's down in TARS forward line. Laurie Niven chops it off this time, kicks it out into open space on the outer side of the ground, where Izzy Porter's going to be first to it. If she can pick it up cleanly, she'll have an opportunity. She ducks back inside and now kicks the ball down to half forward, where Nikita Long's on the end of this one. She takes the mark. She's got players running forward now trying to get in position. She kicks back inside the corridor. It slips over the top where Forshaw's got the opportunity to run onto it. Falls into her hands now. She runs straight into the open goal and smashes it through for Saints' second goal of the quarter. So a nice open forward line by Saints. Good quick transition and good use of the ball. And Emily Forshaw was just in the right place and picked up the crumbs and ran in to kick the open goal.
Yeah, sensational. She's been great, as I was just mentioning earlier in the game, Stu. She's been all around the ground in the back line, and just a reward for her to run in and kick a goal. She could have even given the hands off to Emma Stark then. There was 2 players running in, and she's been at St Mary's for the last couple of seasons, and she's just got a fantastic work ethic around the ground. So well-deserved goal there to Emily Forshaw. The score now, Waratah 2-1-13, leading St Mary's 2 straight goals, 12. 1-point ball game, Stu.
Yep, it's
the scoring end.
Yeah, well, that's the way it's panning out so far, but for no apparent reason.
Yes, there's no wind today. It's very still, and after the rain, a little bit humid.
So from the restart, it's Jasmine Bonson doing the ruck work, and but it's TARS who bring it forward, and the mark's taken by Chelsea Adams in the middle of the ground here. She chips it down to half forward, and that's well taken by Bronte Gaynor in front. Gaynor goes straight down the corridor, but Shakira Stevens read this one best and took the mark and now kicks towards the grandstand side of the ground. It's picked up down here by Indiana Hughes. She got tackled as she hand passed, and now a chance for Tars to go forward. Bishop gets the ball. She's tackled but gets a hand pass out the back to Baltus. Baltus's kick is chopped off by Stevens again for Saints. She plays on straight away. Nikita Long under this one takes a good mark in the middle of the pack, and there's a problem with a water runner here getting too close to the action, but it's a Tars runner, so no effect on the game. And Nikita Long kicks down towards half forward, but this time the mark's chopped off. The ball's chopped off at half back by Pluka once again. Pluka kicks the ball down. A beautiful mark by Maddie Harris. And Harris wastes no time getting the ball forward, but Lauren, sorry. So there's a Saints free kick here for holding the ball, and it's Olivia Krieger who will take the free kick. She kicks down towards the 50-metre line there. Stark thinks she had a mark and was knocked out of her hands belatedly, so the mark will be paid. And just waiting to get the ball back now.
Look straight at the umpire, Stu.
Yeah.
Ironic when you are an umpire, but yeah, it was a mark to Emma Stark. Great kick in there to the advantage of St Mary's, but Waratah are going to chop that off and get the kick back out. Lauren O'Shea running under it, but another great mark to Maddie Harris. Gee, she's got good hands. Love watching her play, but kicks in to Kiewit on the mark, who mops it up. But again, Perry just mopping it up again and kicking it into the Saints forward line.
Slips over the back, where over the top of all players. Rapson's back there. She's fumbling on the goal line. I thought she was going to try and force it through in the end, but eventually kicked it across the face of goal. Now she's under plenty of pressure. Flicks out the handball, and an opportunity for Saints. It's Porter, is it, who jumped on that one and kicked it round the corner and made no mistake, and Saints hit the lead for the first time in the game. So just, a bit of panic and a bit of pressure down there, and Saints get the goal on the board. Yeah,
what a game of momentum, Stu. You know, the first quarter all Waratahs, the second quarter now all St Mary's. And Izzy Porter, the captain of St Mary's, a very experienced player. She's had VFLW experience with Darebin and Williamstown, and she was part of the NTFL rep team a couple of weeks ago as well. So, as I said earlier, it's great to see her for St Mary's come into this game because she's a real match winner for them. So the score now, St Mary's 3 straight goals, 18, leading Waratah 2-1-13. Here at Gardens Oval in the second quarter.
So Lauren O'Shea's been thrown onto the ball, and she'll do the ruck work against Ponta.
Bit of height advantage over Rachel Ponta.
The ball bounced into her hands, but she got wrapped up straight away, and so we'll have another go at the restart.
Rach doing a good job in the ruck. She's been working on her fitness this season and playing some really good footy. That tackle, her trademark.
So O'Shea again caught with the ball here, and no opportunity to dispose of it, so it'll be a restart again. So
another tackle by Ponta. Of course, the sister of Danielle Ponta that plays for the Adelaide Crows, a premiership player. Dad Shane, a 6-time premiership player for St Mary's, and mum Susie Long, so some pretty good genes in the family.
So Tars through Watts. Kicks down towards half forward. Aggie Singh takes the mark, wheels around and plays on straight away. Kicks deep into the forward line. Almost two hands in the back. Some good work over the back. But what a tackle that was. Bonson, fantastic tackle there on Bronte Gaynor, who looked like she was going to walk into the open goal. But again, Bonson hands it off to Stevens, and Stevens kicks near the boundary in front of the scoreboard on the outer side of the ground.
I'm loving that battle between Shakira Stevens and Aggie Singh. 2 young guns going at it.
So Porter, some good work, but her kick's chopped off by Watts. Watts thumps it back to where Porter gets her hands to the ball. It's tapped forward, but there's a free kick been paid here. And I think the umpire said a throw and a bit of chat back, I think, and a 50-metre penalty. And that's, you talked about games of momentum, and a 50-metre penalty from 50 metres out certainly changes the momentum.
They're not too sure what's going on here, but Shakira Stevens, I think it is, standing on the mark there. Waratah going to take a shot on goal.
Kick at goal, looks good. It's straight through. And that was, I think it was Bethany Wheeler, was it? Who kicked that goal. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is as she runs back out to the wing out there. So that was the answering goal that Tars needed, and was almost gifted to them with that 50-metre penalty.
Yeah, it was very costly there. So Waratah back in the lead by 1 point, 3-1 to 3 straight goals. So nice, even, close game, Stu.
It certainly is a fantastic contest as we tick into time on in this second quarter. There'll be a couple of minutes yet to play, and again, it's Krieger doing the ruck work for Saints in the middle there. Ball's loose and no one can get it out. Zarafa gets a hand pass forward. Perry puts her nose in and picks it up, and then she's tackled straight away by Hughes. But it'll be a ball up once again. So 15.5 minutes in the second quarter, and the ball up. It's tapped forward, and well done by Harris. Gets on the end of that one, gets a quick kick forward, but Tars bring it straight back to the outer side of the ground, and that's Wheeler who takes that mark on the outer wing. She kicks the ball back inside, and there's an opportunity running onto it there for Tars was Holly Goodall, but just ran past it. Now Aggie Singh's got it. She tries to back inside. She's tackled as she slipped over. Play on's the call, and Saints clear through Suarez down to the middle of the ground, but again it's Maddie Jeans for Tars. Hands it off to Bishop. Bishop gets a long kick forward, but off hands, the ball's on the ground. Stevens just tried to pick it up, then eventually hacked it out of the air and got it forward. A good tackle, and play on's the call as Tars bounce it back in again, but Perry chops this one off for Saints, and she's looking to switch the ball to the near side of the ground where Forshaw's found some space. If she can get some traction in the mud, she picks it up now, kicks down towards half forward. It's just a bit too far there, but bounces back into the hand of Starr. Starr tries to chip the ball forward to the advantage of Porter. She's got it now, wheels around, kicks towards goal, but just had her just pushed off on as she tried to kick, and that was good defensive pressure by Nikki Watts, just enough to affect the kick and push it to the left and through for a behind.
Yeah, really good defensive pressure by Watts. St Mary's looked like they might score a goal. They had the numbers, but just made them work a bit hard for that, and we see Izzy Rapson bring that ball back in for Tars.
So she's going to the outer side of the ground where Watts has made some space, and that's a good kick, and finds Watts at half back out in front of the light tower on the Botanic Garden side of the ground. She keeps the ball around the boundary line. Diving attempt to mark there by Indiana Hughes. Unfortunately, she spilled it, but Perry for Saints gets the kick inboard, and Oxtoby there diving on the ball and taking the legs as the umpires call, and it's Tassoni who's gets the free kick, goes sideways to Rapson, who thumps it down the wing. Perry lurking there for Saints, ducks one way, then the other hand passes over the top, and another quick hand pass forward. Again, strong tackling, but a high tackle this time, and it's going to be Maddie Jeans who'll take the free kick. She wastes no time going around the outer side of the ground, just through the hands there of Perry. Zarafa's over the top of it. She's trying to break free. The ball spills loose, and she's penalised for holding the ball there, and again it's Tamsin Perry will take the free kick, and she moves it on quickly. She's got Harris in the middle of the ground. She takes some nice mark overhead, now plays on straight up the middle, and again good defence by Pluka for Tars, but kicks gone only as far as her St Mary's opponent in Krieger out there. Krieger took the mark, kicked in forward, and a great mark taken by Emma Stark in front of the pack there, and she'll go back, and she'll have a kick from about 35 metres out. It'll take her best, I would think, Liz, from there as the siren sounded.
The half-time siren too, so no pressure, Em. She'll have a crack.
Kicks on its way. It's going right to the goal line, but the Tars defenders there get their hands to it and keep it keep it out of the scoring zone. So
it's even going into the halftime break, 3-1-19 apiece, Stu. So
fantastic game of footy.
It sure is. So goal kickers so far, Lauren O'Shea, Aggie Singh and Bethany Wheeler for Waratah, while for St Mary's, Emily Forshaw, Izzy Porter and Emma Stark on debut. We'll go to the halftime break and be back very soon. Welcome back to Gardens Oval for the third quarter of this round 16 TIO NTFL Women's Premier League game between Waratah and St Mary's. And it was Waratah who got the jump early, but St Mary's fought back in the second quarter to go into the halftime break even. 3-1-19 apiece, Stu. Good first half.
It's turned into a cracker, hasn't it? And just that late goal through a bit of ill discipline enabled TARS to draw level again. But, gee, it's set up for what should be a fascinating second half.
Yeah, and heaps of young talent on display today with debutantes for both sides. Ava Milkins for Waratah and Emma Stark for St Mary's, as we see the ball clear out, and it looks like Tamsin Perry going to lead to the ball.
Bit of a crude tackle there, I think, by Kiewit.
Yep. I went down at halftime and had a chat to Tamsin. She's Irish and she played in the Coffle a bit, but just moved to Alice Springs a month ago. So she's found the St Mary's connection and come up for a few games.
Excellent. So ball out of bounds on the outer side of the ground. Not much advantage ground position wise, just forward of centre for St Mary's.
So Kiewit and Krieger going up in the ruck there, no clear possession.
As Kiewit gets the hand pass out the back, and now an opportunity for TARS through Baltus around the outer wing. Some good work in front has been rewarded, and it's a free kick to Bronte Gaynor for TARS. She kicks down towards half forward. Oh, good defensive work by Stevens, just chopping that one off, forcing it forward, and then she followed up, but just couldn't pick it up there against the mountain of Waratah players. But the ball's being advanced along the outer side, but still no clear possession, but nicely done there by Gaynor once again. She kicks forward, but this time it's chopped off in defence, and it's Bonson again, who's looking to hand pass every time she gets it, off to Stevens, and she kicks the ball towards the outer wing, and Audrey Suarez just couldn't keep it in play as it bounced out.
Yeah, Jasmine Bonson with some great tackles in that first half. Not sure Suarez is saying
it's going to be a throw in, I think.
Yeah.
She might have got a hand to the ball.
Mm-hmm. So on the wing on the far side here at Gardens Oval.
Keep it for TARS. Gets the hand pass back, but teammates under plenty of pressure, and eventually there's a free kick found for holding the tackle too long, I would think. And yeah, so
bit of a stop-start to this third quarter, Stu, a bit like in the first quarter. Everyone just sorting themselves out early.
So now TARS with the opportunity as they work the ball down towards half forward. Aggie Singh running onto it there, but some good defensive work there by Jolene Boundary for Saints. Just held her in her tracks and saw the ball rebound over the boundary line, and we'll have another boundary throw in at half forward for Waratah.
Yeah, Jolene, one of the stalwarts of NTFL football. She's played for about 13 or 14 years. She's well over 150 games and still playing good footy late in her career. Good mark there by Forshaw for St Mary's in the back line.
Oh.
Should be a 50 metre there for the player infringing.
Not paid, and now Forshaw just runs away and kicks up the middle of the ground. Beautiful mark taken there by Harris, and now she wheels around. She sees a player out wide and tries to get it to her, but couldn't get around the player on the mark, and Pluke has read that nicely and chops in and takes the intercept mark. She runs off now. She's a bit confused about which way to go as well, but kicks down, and that's a good strong mark taken forward of the ball there for Waratah by Baltus. Baltus kicks the ball down towards half forward. Bonson again coming across in defence, just couldn't pick it up this time. Play on's the call, and bodies going everywhere in there. Eventually it's TARS, get it back to Baltus. She kicks out wide, but only as far as Boundary. Boundary drives it straight back. Porter, a fantastic strong mark in front of Pluka there, and now she plays on down the near side wing and finds Emma Stark in front of us here in the grandstand, and Stark looking to take the ball back inside the corridor. She does well. Krieger there just gets bundled off the ball as she tried to kick. Some good work there by Zarafa, but her kick was an air shot in the end, and eventually Rapson got a kick forward, and Kiewit picks up right in the mud in the centre of the ground. She looked to give to an opponent. There wasn't one there. She got the hand pass out. Now Grant gets a hand pass as she's tackled. Play on's the call. Kievit's in there again. But there's a whistle on the play, and it's going to be a St Mary's free kick right in the middle of the ground.
Great contest between Foreshore and Kievit as well, Stu. There's a few great matchups today. We've already talked about a couple. And Nikita Long going to ground in the mud there, and Kievit's marked it again, absolutely covered in mud.
So Kievit called to play on now as she kicks towards the grandstand side of the ground. Grant's in there, picks up nicely and runs around. Hand passes off to Eilert. Eilert chips it forward down towards half forward. There's a push in the back being paid here.
Yeah,
it's going to be Stark who'll take that free kick.
St Mary's doing the 1%ers behind the play now, Stu, which is they didn't do so much in that first quarter, but Perry putting on the Shepherds and really looking after their teammates in this third quarter.
So Rapson just sweeping around the back there, looked to hand pass, lost control and then regathered and kicked forward, but she's kicked it out of bounds. And last touch free kick, we'll see Maddie Harris take the free kick. She runs inboard now. She's run her full distance, kicks high towards centre half forward. Oh, sitting under it there was Bishop, just got bundled out of the way. Suarez gets a kick forward. It's out in front of Stark, who's running onto it now. She just fumbles a bit there, but manages to get past her opponent now after she picks it up, kicks towards goal, and she's banged it through for her second goal. And that puts St Mary's in front again early in this third quarter.
Well, 2 goals on debut, Stu, for Emma Stark. What a great first game that she will never forget. She's been an outstanding junior. She won a number of league awards in the last few seasons. She trained with the rep squad recently, but wasn't old enough to play, and finally gets the chance at senior level and to kick 2 goals. She's just got that never say die attitude, and that's what gets her the ball and gets those goals. So well done to Emma Stark. St Mary's now 4-1-25, leading Waratah 3-1-19 in the third quarter here at Gardens Oval.
Yeah, terrific debut, as you said, and it's not just the goals. She's been a live wire forward all day and just giving them something up there. So from the restart, Kroger wins the hit out, but caught in a stalemate down there between the legs of a couple of players. Eventually it comes out and Zarafa throws it on her left boot and kicks it down towards half forward again, and one-on-one contest down there, but the ball spills out. Singh just reaches in, pulls it out, kicks around the corner down towards the goal square, and now Kievit running onto it if she can control it. She tries to kick it off the outside of the foot as she went towards the goal line, but I think she managed to rush it into the goalpost down there.
I think she had more time than she thought.
Yeah, she might have been able to pick it up, but yeah. Anyway, it's a point to Tars, and Saints bring it in towards the near side of the ground. Grant gets a hand pass across to Foreshore. Foreshore kicks down to the advantage here of Bella Rees, who kicks high down towards centre half forward. Again, fighting for the ball on the ground, and coming in to tackle was Rosalind Starr, but there's a free kick here, and it's going to go to Sharona Bishop. She sees a player out wide and plays on straight away and kicks out there, and she finds Chelsea Adams, who hands the ball off to Brittany Roberts. Roberts kicks down towards half forward, but good defensive work by Sally Hunter for Saints, and the kick comes back, but again it's chopped off, and
another 50-metre penalty. Everyone's asking what for, and I think it's just for moving off the mark. So that's a massive advantage to Waratah, Stu.
Once again, and they'll have a shot on goal, and looks like no one wants to stand the mark. She'll just be able to run straight on here. Eventually, Jasmine Bonson realises that no one's gone on to the mark, and so the kick for goal. It's a bit of a tumbler, but it's on line. It's straight through the middle, and that was Chelsea Adams for Waratah, who kicked another goal, and they regain the lead just by the 1 point, but just a goal each in this third quarter, and the contest is still really hot.
It is, and Waratah's last couple of goals coming from 50-metre penalties, so I know Jared Eilert won't be too happy about that for St Mary's, but a goal's a goal, and that just draws the margin back in again. I've got a message here from my good mate Tarano here, one of the Waratah's players. They're all home crook. There's been a bit of a COVID go through the camp, so I'll do a shout out to all the Tars players that couldn't play today. And yeah, she said Pluka's first Prem's game back in a long time. She's come back from injury with a broken nose. So good to see her back as well.
She's been good today too.
She has.
Across half-back, been really good. So Tars with that clearance, but it's chopped off. Stevens back inside the corridor straight to her captain there, and Izzy Porter. Porter just holds it up a bit and then looks for Grant. Jeanette Grant takes the mark. Out towards the grandstand wing. Hand passes off to Porter again, who's running past from behind. Now she ducks back inside. Chips the ball high in the direction of Harris, who marks it at the highest point. And, gee, she's taken some impressive marks today.
She hasn't dropped one all day, Stu, and she's put that on the boot, looking for Nikita Long in a 3-on-1, but it's going to go over the back to Rosie Starr. Rosie takes on the play. The ball's hit the ground. She goes in again for it. Gets the hands out to Nikita Long, who throws it on the boot, but it's going to go through for a behind. So scores are level again, 4-2 apiece.
Just some tenacious work down there by Rosalind Starr. Just had a couple of efforts and almost finished in a goal for Saints. Yeah,
she's an outstanding junior for the club. She was part of the under-18 girls premiership last season, and just goes all day. They're all pretty thick as thieves, the St Mary's girls that played under-18s together, which is great for the club that they all stick together and all train and play together.
So Sharona Bishop brings it in, but just goes over the head of the players down there and bounces over the boundary line. So a boundary throw in just around from the scoreboard, which shows that scores are level almost 11 minutes into this third quarter.
So throw in over near the scoreboard. Lauren O'Shea, Rachel Ponner going up in the ruck again, and Rach pushes the player off the ball and has given away a free kick to Waratahs.
So around the outer side, Wheeler's kick has gone wide and over the boundary line on the full. So
Wheeler's
off for Saints.
Wheeler's another one who's been off with injury for a while. So good to see her back in Prems, but that ball's gone out of bounds again. Groundhog Day.
Bit of a comedy of errors just at the moment on the outer side, but the quality of the contest has been pretty good, probably since quarter time, Liz. And
for sure. It'd be pretty heavy underfoot though, so there'll be some sore legs today at the end of the game. Shakira Stevens just beating Aggie Singh to the ball there. Really important touch, and she gets a kick away. Looking for Etta Baptista.
Play on's the call as the hand pass comes across here, but it's Saints through Harris, who kicks it up and under, chases it herself, rugby style, but she's still in the action and now picks it up.
Well done, Maddie Harris.
Swings around. But looks like all Waratah players in here. The one player for Saints is Porter, who gets her hands on the ball, gets a hand pass out the back to Grant. She has a player out the back in Perry. Perry eventually made some space and kicked deep into the forward line. And Mark spilt down there, but Bishop reaches in, picks it up and runs away, having a bounce now. And kicks long here, but it's too long. And coming in for Saints was Sally Hunter. Got a fist to the ball. Tried to get back onto it, but couldn't pick it up. Brittany Roberts gets the hand pass across for Tars, but her teammates under some pressure there. Baptista in there again, just gets knocked off the ball. Lauren O'Shea picks it up. She's tackled with the ball, tries to run as she was being tackled, and the umpire said no real attempt to dispose of the ball, so it's a free kick to Perry for Saints. He kicks to the outer side and finds Isabel Porter.
Super impressed with Perry today, Stu.
Yeah, she's a real worker, isn't she?
Yep.
So Porter chips it in towards half forward. Coming from behind was Stark, and free kick's been paid against her this time.
She had to go for it though, Stu.
Yeah.
It would have been an easy mark to Waratah, so put that pressure on. Nikki Watts with the kick there. Finds a teammate who drops it, and Izzy Porter mops it up, gets that handball out to Nikita Long, who turns and just throws it on the boot towards Emma Stark. And guess what, Stu? She's marked it again.
She's having a pretty impressive debut, as we've already said, but she's looking for players inside to pass off to, and
let's get it close to goals.
She's got the opportunity now to bring it back inside, and that's a beautiful pass, and she finds Shanika Oxtoby at centre half forward. So Oxtoby is going to kick long towards the goal square. It spirals down there. Stark's on the end of this again.
Wow.
And wow, a contested mark right at the top of the goal square, and she'll go back and have a shot for goal, looking to kick her third for the game. So
she can kick goals. I'm pretty sure she was the under-18 girls leading goal kicker last season, and that goes straight through for her 3rd goal in her debut game today. Emma Stark, well done for St Mary's.
I think she might be staying in the Premier League side for the rest of the season, Liz, and
think you
probably the
might be
rest of her
right.
career.
There's been a number of them this season for St Mary's that have sort of pushed up, you know, Kiralee Parnell, and then who played in the rep game and did a fantastic job. So Janome Anderson, who's only just 17 as well.
Yeah, and obviously there's 3 or 4 out here today. And, it's fantastic, and none of them look out of place. They're all contributing, and it's great for women's footy in the NT.
It is. So, Rosie Starr, Etta Baptista, Maddie Harris, Shakira Stevens, all these girls played in those under-18 premierships for St Mary's, and it just bodes so well for St Mary's Women's Premier League in the future.
So the ball spills forward for Saints here, but Tarza first onto it. Kiva got the hand pass back. Eventually it's Zarafa who hacks the kick forward. Aggie Singh's got an opportunity now, picks it up beautifully, and now tries to run around. Stevens tries to have a bounce. The jumper's pulled. Play on's the call. But again, another great tackle by Stevens. Play on's the call again, as the umpire said the ball was hand passed out, and now Tar's an opportunity as it comes in towards half forward, but some good work by Grant in defence. Chips it out into open space now, and there's a foot race on here. Kievert's first there for Tars. She picks it up. She's tackled by Krieger. Great work by Krieger for St Mary's. Olivia Krieger wins the free kick for incorrect disposal down there, and now she's looking to advance the ball down the grandstand wing. Stark's in there. She's tackled as she tries to hand pass. Again, the ball's caught in underneath with Indiana Hughes and Emma Stark, but
so tenacious, isn't she, Stark? Not much of her, but it doesn't matter.
Obviously full of confidence and in her ability, and
just loves her footy too. She's so passionate about it, as a lot of the young players are today. Gets a tap out to Harris, who chucks it on, intercepted by Kievert, and is going to be tackled across the line for a throw-in.
Good follow-up work by Harris after her initial kick was tackled. Stayed in the contest, laid the tackle, and Kievert, another young player that's really stepped up this year.
Sensational for Tars in the last game we called, Stu.
She was. So,
Etta Baptista with the tackle. Back in the Prems for her first game in a long time today. One of the juniors for St Mary's as well.
So Baptista, she plays on now up the middle of the ground towards centre half forward, and the mark's taken by Starr. The crowd's urging her to play on quickly, but she takes her time and now kicks down towards the top of the goal square. And it sounds as Saints looked like they had their hands on the ball with an opportunity to score. But again, another terrific quarter of football, and still anyone's game as we go into three-quarter time, Liz.
Absolutely, just one straight goal. The score 5-2-32. St Mary's leading Waratah 4-26. 3 goals to Emma Stark on debut for St Mary's, and we've got a massive last quarter coming up, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this short break. Welcome back to Gardens Oval for the final quarter of this round 16 TIO NTFL Women's Premier League game between Waratah and St Mary's, and we've got an awesome game on our hands with just 1 goal the difference. It is St Mary's 5-2-32 leading Waratah 4-2-26. Massive last quarter coming up, Stu Davis.
Kiewit tries to jump over the top there, but couldn't win it decisively. She went in and fetched her own ball in the end, but got tackled with it, and the ball spills out, and so another bounce. So Kiewit and Krieger again. Krieger this time gets her hand to the ball, and there's a free kick off the play here. It's going to be a Saints free kick.
Perry's been outstanding today. The Irish lady, but kicks it straight to Sharona Bishop, who plays on really quickly, putting it to her team's advantage.
On the outer side of the ground there, just through the hands of Bronte Gaynor. She's still in the contest out there. The ball spills out the back, and Saints an opportunity to bring it inboard, but Kiewit does really well there, and now goes on the left and finds her teammate out here, Holly Goodall. Goodall takes the mark, plays on straight away. Barb Islet's in front, but the ball gets past her. Working hard in defence again for Saints with Stevens, and Grant comes in and picks up. She chips the ball straight up the middle of the ground looking for Forshaw. Forshaw makes a contest of it and then follows up on the ground and gets rewarded with a holding free kick. And Emma Forshaw has been one of Saints' best players, I would think, today.
Got her in the list today for sure. Plays on, no one on the mark, and gets that kick away toward Oxtoby, who takes the mark. She's come up from the reserves for today's game. She's got a few players on there, including Maddie Harris, who I don't think's dropped a ball all game, but it's Jaylene Boundary that takes the chest mark about 40 metres out from St Mary's goal in front of Izzy Rapson.
Yeah, she's been swung forward and with immediate effect, and takes the mark here. She'll be kicking from about 30 metres out, directly in front.
She is a beautiful kick, Jails. Very experienced player.
Got that knee heavily bandaged, but kick's on the way. It looks like it's going right into the goal square, and off hands it's just forced over the behind line and through for a behind. So Tars to restart, and the first score of the quarter just edges that lead out to 7 points as Izzy Rapson goes across and retrieves the ball, and will bring it back into play.
Boundary's a cousin of, I think, 3 or 4 AFL players, the Davey boys and the Corries. So another one with great bloodlines.
So Rapson touched the ball on the ground and then kicked out towards the outer half-back flank. Aggie Singh working hard there. She's going to be rewarded with a free kick for holding. And
gone down to the back line, Aggie, trying to get amongst it.
All the way down, maybe a stint on the ball, but she's going to go back over the mark, as Izzy Porter wasn't going to give it back to her for anything.
Tactics.
Singh kicks long, and that's a beautiful kick, and finds a teammate on the outer side of the ground there, and quick kick forward, but that's well read by Tamsin Perry, who's chopped that off just backward of centre wing, and now just taking your time, passes forward, but there's plenty of Tars players in there, but some good work again by Stark, who managed to pick it up and kick forward for Saints. The ball's loose on the ground. Maddie Harris looks like she copped one there, stopped it in her tracks, but she's on her feet now, and a quick kick out is chopped off and marked by Suarez, I think that is, for St Mary's, and she kicks the ball towards centre half forward. A good intercept mark taken there by Pluka. She ran on straight away but didn't have much to go to, had to duck back into trouble, got her kick forward, and hand pass out the back's been called a throw, and Lauren O'Shea will take the free kick here.
Not sure about that, sorry umpire. That was definitely a handball by Barb Islet. She had a lot of time there, but Lauren O'Shea plays on. Going to be intercepted there by Jeanette Grant from St Mary's, but Waratah's, yes, the Rafa swings out of it. Jazzo Bonson getting the ball back out, but Lauren O'Shea rock solid in the centre there for Waratah.
She chips it in towards half forward. Kiewit stands strong under some Saints pressure and takes the mark just forward of centre, and now she's had trouble getting out of the mud to kick that ball, I think, and it went along the ground. Again, Perry's in there, gets a hand pass out to Stevens. Stevens back here, and quick kick forward is chopped up by Kiewit. Kiewit kicks it down into some space at full forward down there. It's Bishop who's been moved forward, And she ducks back into some traffic after she picked up the ball. Good work out of defence by Krieger for Saints. Goes straight up the middle of the ground. Stark tries to half volley it, but just slipped away. But she does well to get back and get the hand pass out. But
and follows up with a tackle on Lauren O'Shea.
She's put the tackle on O'Shea. Fantastic. Just
never say die.
A one-out effort there against 3 Waratah opponents. Just fantastic work. It's one of those days where we're going to be able to say we were there.
Yes,
I think,
when
Liz.
she gets drafted. We commentated Emma Stark's first game.
Yeah.
Wow. Nah, just love her endeavour, Stu. It's fantastic.
So Perry flicks the hand pass over the top. Forshaw gets a quick kick forward, but this time it's chopped off, and ducking back the other way is Boltus for Tars. Kicks it down towards half forward. Saints defence working overtime back there. Stevens got the hand pass out to Porter. It comes back to Porter here, but I think there's to Stevens, sorry, but it's a free kick for a high tackle going back to Izzy Porter. And she just settles things down a bit as she looks for options up the ground. She kicks high towards the outer wing, and Stark's underneath this one and takes the mark on the wing. She wheels inboard now and kicks towards centre half forward. Boundaries coming across there, but the ball slips behind her, and Pluka tidies up with the hand pass across there to Watts. Watts goes by hand to the outer side, and Tars take it out to the boundary on the outer side, but kept in by Aggie Singh. They wheeled around, kicked it inboard. Krieger in there gets a hand pass back, and Stevens just got a quick kick forward. Perry working hard on the bottom of the pack again, but she's wrapped up this time by Chelsea Adams, and it'll be a ball up on the centre wing on the outer side of the ground. Aggie Singh receives a hit out, but terrific tackle by Jaylene Boundary, was it?
Yep.
Yeah, fantastic tackle there as Singh tried to power past and stopped her in her tracks and won the free kick. Boundary kicks high towards half forward. Some good body work down there by Starr, but the ball's loose on the ground now. Adams lays the tackle. The ball slips over the top. Good work there by Jeans for Waratah. Kicks it forward. The 2 Saints players spoiled each other down there, and Tars take advantage, and Singh thumps the kick inside forward 50 as in front down there for Saints.
Laurie Niven, getting
Niven
the high tackle, just showing her experience there, holding her ground and getting that tackle from behind. She plays on looking for Stark, and she's going up against Lauren O'Shea. Almost claimed the mark and tackles, and that should be play on, Stu.
Cool, yep. And Porter for Saints wheels around, kicks it into the mud patch in the cricket pitch area in the middle of the ground. Working hard over the ball was Long. Boundary flicks a hand pass over the top to Forshaw. Forshaw runs away from that congestion, kicks down with Harris, just controls the ball beautifully, and now runs away from her opponent, Rapson, runs in towards the open goal and slams it through for another goal. A fantastic individual effort by Maddie Harris, but some excellent lead-up work, and Jaylene Boundary's been involved a couple of times, Liz, and with a couple of important touches and tackles, and Saints get that goal to just stretch the lead. They've really come back well after quarter time.
Yeah, that was so exciting by Saints. Sensational finish by Maddie Harris. She's had a great game. She's taken marks all around the ground, and to finish off with a goal is just rewards. But as you said, Jaylene Boundary, Emma Stark, there was a number of people that contributed towards that, and probably Laurie Niven at the back who stood her ground and got that free kick. Really clever work there. So the score now in the 8.5 minute mark of this final quarter, St Mary's 6-3-39, leading Waratah 4-26, the biggest margin of the game so far. Stu.
It is, but it doesn't mean that Tars are out of the game by any stretch. Saints have had most of the running since quarter time, and they look chock full of confidence now as the game restarts. And again, it's Krieger for Saints winning the hit out, but there's a Waratah free kick, and it's Watts who'll take that free kick. She kicks towards the outer side of the ground. Coming in there was Stevens, couldn't control the ball. Aggie Singh
friendly fire for St Mary's over there. 2 players down, and a third one with Aggie Singh. Looks like Barb Eilert and Shakira Stevens.
This play goes on. Keep it, has a kick towards goal. I think it's got past them all down there, and don't switch off the set just yet. This game's well and truly alive, and some great work in the forward half by Keevat after Aggie Singh forced it forward, and the Tars players just trying to rev themselves up and get themselves back, and that's
called it, Stu. You said it's not over yet, and Waratah kicked that goal to reduce the margin as we watch Barb Eilert. She's probably going to be carried off the ground. Hopefully not another knee injury for Barb. Her career, netball and footy career, have been marred by a number of knee injuries. She's been sensational stalwart and a best and fairest winner at St Mary's, and a sensational netballer for Tracy Village and the Northern Territory. She was a rep, and she's going to get carried off the ground. So she's played really well today, Barb, but she's shaking her head. So hopefully it's not as bad as it looks for Barb and husband Jared Eilert, the coach over there. So the score now, St Mary's 6-3-39, leading Waratah 5-32, 7 points in the game.
Yeah, so just holding proceedings, as we've said, and gee, it's been some contest, Liz. And
oh, it sure has. It's been a great game, and great to see the youngsters just really take it on, Stu, for both sides.
Yeah, and none of them have looked out of place out there in Premier League football today, and just as we've said a couple of times, just great for women's football in the NT, and the future of the game's out there already.
Absolutely. When I commentated the rep game a few weeks ago, the great Andrew McLeod was messaging me saying, send some of those girls down to Adelaide, they're awesome. So a big compliment from an absolute legend of the AFL.
And Andrew, of course, still involved with Crows Women, or was involved with Crows Women.
Yep. And his son Connor was playing for Woodville West Torrens in that rep game, so right. He had a close eye on the live stream for both games.
So Tars now with Kiewit just trying to break through, but was tackled as she just tried to kick and missed with the kick, and a free kick to Porter, who kicks out wide here. Stark keeps her feet and now takes a mark, plays on straight away, kicks down inside forward 50, and Jaylene Boundary takes a great mark against Rapson there inside 50, and now looking to move the ball on quickly, kicks high towards the top of the goal square, just through the hands of Harris this time. It slips over the back, and Watts is in there working hard for Tars, and Harris over the top. But it's going to be a stalemate here. The umpire's letting it go, and he's going to ping Watts, I think, in the end. And Maddie Harris will take the free kick. So Watts adjudged to have dragged the ball in, and Harris wrapped her up with the tackle, and now she goes back. She's taking plenty of time. She'll kick from 25 metres out on not much of an angle. And with just over 12 minutes gone, this would be a really important goal for Saints and take them a long way towards securing the points. Sure
would. She's kicked one already today, and guess what? She's kicked two, Stu.
She has. She's kicked the only 2 goals for Saints in this quarter, in fact, and the umpire's called touched off the boot, so it's only a behind. So
hang on, I'm just going to rub that one off the score sheet.
So Waratah stay alive, and Rapson brings it into play, coming to the grandstand side this time. She kicks long, looking for O'Shea. In front there was Grant for Saints, but no mark taken, and again a wrestle for the ball, and Bella Reese that time. A
small fleet against Lauren O'Shea there.
So O'Shea and Ponta uses her body well and wins the hit out down looking for Reese, but there's a free kick here. It's going to go the way of Bella Reese for St Mary's, and she's got that free kick on the 50-metre mark. She's got a loose player running forward out by the boundary after an interchange there, but ignoring that and going to go long towards goal instead. Ball slips over the back now, and Forshaw picks it up quickly, gets it to boot as it goes down towards the goal line, and rushed through again for a behind by the Waratah defenders. And they'll have a chance to bring it back in again. It's Izzy Rapson once again who will do the work to bring the ball back into play as she goes to the outer side of the ground this time and runs the ball out of the goal square. Aggie Singh takes a good mark in the middle of the pack down there, and now she's looking for what she's got forward. She's called to play on, and she does so, runs around the player on the mark, kicks long down towards the wing there. Some good defensive work by Stevens once again for St Mary's, who's been terrific today. Got a quick kick out, but it's Zarafa for Tars, who breaks away, kicks long down towards half forward, cutting across there for Saints as Perry. She just fumbled the ball, allowed her Waratah opponent in, and eventually she goes back in for a second effort, makes the tackle, and Saints with a quick kick out, but Zarafa's there to block it off for Tars and gets a kick forward. It goes inside forward 50, but Grant picks it up for Saints. Hand passes across to Niven. Niven thumps the ball down towards the centre of the ground. And again, in there is Stark for St Mary's. She's beaten for it this time. And the quick kick comes forward for Tars. The ball loose at half forward now. Porter does well to pick it up, gets a hand pass out wide. And now Forshaw with an opportunity. She's swamped by a couple of Tars players, and the initial tackle was high, according to the umpire. Forshaw plays on now. Not her best kick, but it goes to the advantage of Porter, who's got some space. Porter thumps the ball long, trying to bring it back in towards half forward, and the mark's taken by Starr. Starr plays on now, kicks to the space in the forward line. It goes off hands and into the corridor, picked up in defence, and Bethany Wheeler caught with the ball this time, and Shanika Oxterby takes that free kick. She was in the marking contest initially and then followed up and laid the tackle. Kicks to the top of the goal square. Harris spilt the mark. Nikita Long gets it on the boot. Kicks towards goal. The Waratah players are calling touched, but umpires having none of it, and all clear is given. So a great finish down there by Nikita Long, and gee, almost 16 minutes gone, Liz. You think that one might just be enough for Saints?
Oh, I would think so, Stu. And again, fantastic teamwork there by St Mary's, as you said. Oxterby with that tackle to get the ball in, and Nikita Long just to finish it off. It's her first goal today, but she's kicked a lot of goals this season in the forward line. She was originally a defender early in her career, but has made the move forward, and yeah, great goal by Nikita there. So the score now, St Mary's 7-5-47, leading Waratah 5-32. As you said, you would think St Mary's are going to win this game, Stu, which I think their coach would be very happy with.
Forshaw again with the clearance for Saints down towards half forward. Long's there, and it's a free kick going her way. I'm sure she'll use her experience and settle things down here. And time's on their side, so just taking plenty of time. Tars have got plenty of players back, but Long kicks forward towards centre half forward. Watts comes across, gets a hand pass across to Zarafa. Zarafa out of defence, kicks it along the wing. Grant uses her body well to nudge her opponent out of the way, and now doubles back and picks up. Kicks the ball close to the boundary line on the near side here, picked up by Forshaw. She hacks it forward where Stark again involved in the action, got the hand pass back inside as she was tackled, and another strong tackle down there, this time by Maddie Harris, has bundled her opponent over the boundary line, and will be a boundary throw in. So desperate work by Saints in the forward half. Yeah,
they've really played 4 quarters, Stu, and Harris, she's in probably my top players today. Been great.
So Ponter in front, won the hit out. O'Shea goes back in, and
that
she picks up. She's tackled with the ball. Ponter. Not rewarded this time. It's going to be a ball up, but that's as good as a free kick for Saints at this stage of the game in their forward line.
It's exactly where they want it, so might even get one last goal.
So Ponter and O'Shea. O'Shea gets it on the second attempt. Zarafa gets the clearance, kicks down towards the wing here. It slips out the back where Grant's done a power of work as usual. She hand passes to her teammate in plenty of trouble. It was Porter, I think, who got cleaned up there. And she'll get the free kick. The tackle was a bit high, a bit crude, and so she'll slow things down. She got up with a smile on her face, so she's okay. And now she kicks the ball long in the direction of Nikita Long, and Long just shoving a few players out the way, but it's a St Mary's free kick, and it's going to go to Rosalind Starr by the looks.
She's done well today, Rosie. She hasn't played I don't think she's played a senior game this season, but she's definitely held her own.
So Starr kicks it in towards the top of the goal square. Coming out for Saints down there was Oxterby. Couldn't take the mark, and there's the siren to end what's been a really good game of Women's Premier League football here today. Tars looked the goods early, but Saints have really worked their way back into the game and finished with a pretty good win in the end, and a win that, as we said at the start of the the telecast will wrap up 5th spot for them.
Absolutely, Stu. And at quarter time, it was Tars with 2 straight goals to nil. So great comeback by St Mary's to win the game. 3 goals to Emma Stark on debut, which was fantastic. And not just goals, she was everywhere around the game, around the ground. Nikita Long, Maddie Harris, Izzy Porter and Emily Forshaw, the other goal kickers for St Mary's. While for Tars, Lauren O'Shea, Aggie Singh, Bethany Wheeler, Annabelle Kiewit and Chelsea Adams. Tamsin Perry, outstanding for St Mary's today, though, Stu.
Oh, yeah, they had plenty of good players. Maddie Harris and Shakira Stevens down back.
For sure.
Yep, yeah, so, and of course, plenty of good players for Tars. Zarafa comes to mind, and of course, Annabelle Kiewit again was impressive. But Saints too strong in the end, finished the strongest, and they'll go into the rest of the season with plenty of confidence out of that one.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what they needed after a few rough weeks. Thanks, Stu, for the call today. Thanks to everyone for tuning in, and stick around for the Men's Premier League game coming up next.